theaters reopening
in
across the
India.
world,
Yeah.
but more specifically in India. So the central government has issued the Unlock 5.0 guidelines, basically the new restrictions that are in place. You know how
Yeah.
much they have eased up the restrictions now. Just to clarify, like in many states, the cases are still rising up. It's not a very happy sight. Like people are dying, people are recovering, many people are
Yeah.
getting infected. The number of death rates are less,
Yeah.
thankfully, but still, it's not a very good situation. But I think the center sort of decided to sort of, maybe get that economy
Yeah.
started by, let's get some businesses out there. Let's get some income flowing
Yeah.
for these businesses, and they sort of allowed multiplexes to and cinema halls,
Yeah.
all cinema halls to operate with 50% capacity, if I'm
Yeah.
right, and they had to follow social distancing norms.
Yeah.
So this has been done in different parts of the world.
Yeah.
Now there have been different ways that they have gone about this. Like there have been in many countries they've sort of also started drive in theaters,
Yeah.
and that's also been started in India in some places. And I'll circle back to drive-in theaters after this. But across the world, theaters have opened up, and while it might be a good news, I mean, we even had a video where Tom Cruise went to watch a
Yeah.
movie with Christopher McQuarrie. I think that was a fun video to watch. But I think this is a difficult situation because see, this is my take on this, and after I say my take on this, I'll go to you, Jay. Multiplexes can, I think, follow these norms,
Hmm.
and they can probably try their best to sort of handle these hygiene standards,
Yeah.
like have 50% occupancy and stuff like that. But I don't feel comfortable going out there. If I'm being perfectly honest,
Yeah.
with the way how COVID has been at least in my state, I don't see theaters opening in my state. Maybe it might change, but personally, this is a personal opinion. I don't feel very comfortable going in. Maybe like there will be people out there, or maybe you'll be having a counter opinion to this,
Yeah.
but I don't really feel comfortable. And even going to a multiplex, which probably would be having high hygiene standards.
Hmm.
But my sort of main concern is basically for theaters like single screen theaters.
Yo. Yeah.
Like I feel like those theaters are not very hygienic,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to slam all single screen theaters down here. Like I'm pretty sure there are single screen theaters out there in this country
Yeah.
that are very hygienic, and that has very good standards all around. But my personal experience, like I have been to single screen theaters that basically I had rats run through my legs while watching a film. So I don't know how much people would actually feel comfortable going to theaters like
Yeah.
this. And I'll let you know of the solution, what I think they should pivot more towards. But Jay, tell me your thoughts on this unlock guidelines, this unlock
S-
5.0.
About the theater opening, I guess it was long overdue. Like we were expecting the theaters to get open by unlock 4, like 4.0,
Yeah,
because like at
yeah.
that time they announced like reopening of gym. So people were like,
Hmm.
what about the film exhibitors? Because like, during this period of 5 to 6 months, na, many of the
Hmm.
single screen have been forced to shut down because of the financial crisis, because they have to pay this high fixed cost, they have to pay this high interest cost, and there is literally no movie. And even now when the theaters are opening at a 50% occupancy, I'm definitely
Hmm.
saying that for the next 2 months you're not going to see any big movie, because
True,
like
true, true.
only Suryavanshi was supposed to come around Diwali, but
I
now
think
it
1983
yeah,
also.
it got postponed again because of the single fact.
Okay.
See, actually what is happening now, I will tell you about the facts only. The Maharashtra circuit for Bollywood movies, na, the Maharashtra circuit basically contributes 30 to 40% of the total box office revenue.
Main, yeah,
And
yeah.
that
In Bollywood, we're
yeah,
talking about, like,
Bollywood. And in
mostly, yeah.
Maharashtra is in under lockdown till October 31st. So basically that
Hmm.
covers your post Dashera part as
The
well.
main, your main,
Yeah.
your main market is
Yeah.
gone. Like,
And
from.
now see, most of the audiences during festival is family audience. And
Hmm.
as just you said, na, the concern which you raised about the hygiene and all the issue,
Hmm.
definitely no parents would want to go to movies with their child during such issue. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
will definitely not risk. I know like people like me, like who are
Hmm.
like basically we teenagers and like mid 20s 30s, we will go alone, we could go alone, but as a family we are
True, true,
I'm
true.
definitely not risking my parents lives and mine as well, because we have to take in consideration their age as well, as we know that this
True, true, true.
infection like hits hard to the like elderly people. So we are definitely, so that go says about much of the thing. So as you just said, na, like in overseas, like they are re-releasing previous big event movie, which will,
Big even movie,
yeah.
yeah.
So for that, I have this,
So just to get that interest back up of
yeah,
watching movies in a big
just
screen,
to see like how people's responses to that, are they really
Hmm.
coming and then out, and after like Tenet's underperformance, we
So
know,
yeah, I mean, I want to talk about that because
yeah,
I think if you can say that, I think Tennant performed pretty decently
pretty good, bro.
considering the
Yeah,
circumstances. Like they did, like I know it's like they probably projected a little bit more higher rate.
yeah,
Like they probably thought, like certain more territories would open up,
yeah,
and it might still open up. I'm still very hopeful for that film actually
yeah,
doing decently well. But the only problem with that film is that it's so high budgeted.
yeah,
It's budgeted at 205 million,
yeah,
if I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
correctly, and right now it's gross around 290 to
yeah,
95 million.
yeah,
If I remember, I think by the time we talk, it
300
probably
plus.
is yeah, it's probably like very close to 300 million. And the problem is that a lot of main markets, like you talked about in India, it's the Maharashtra market,
Yeah,
but even for Tenant in America, like main territories like New York
yeah,
and
they
some
are
other territories
pretty
have
much
not
closed.
opened
Yeah,
up. They're closed down, and that's why they're struggling to
yeah,
get the domestic revenue in. And even if I think those theaters open up, I think there's still a fear
yeah,
among Americans to actually go and
yeah,
basically enjoy movies at this point of
true.
time, because even America is not doing that well
Yeah,
in this point of time.
that was a surprising factor, because the movie
Yeah,
is doing pretty well in the other region, like the Gulf
other
region,
territories. Yeah,
the UK region, the France region.
yeah.
There are so many regions in which Tenet has actually exceeded Infinity War mark, and like, yeah, pretty great hype. So that was
Yeah.
North America,
And
like,
that's the reason why the figures are what it is.
yeah,
Like, or it would have been much more lower. And the main reason probably was that Christopher Nolan brand.
exactly, yeah,
His brand of cinema. That's probably the reason why people are coming in. And this is my point. And this is what I feel is the solution to this.
hmm,
Drive-in theaters are basically, to people who don't know, because it's a pretty foreign concept
hmm,
in India, but basically it's a theater where you put a screen in a public place, and people with cars sort of come in and they sort of park their cars, and you're sort of allotted a parking spot, and you park your cars over there, and you see the movie from inside your car. And a lot of the revenue in America has been contributed from those drive-in movie theaters. So
oh,
drive-in theaters have
hmm,
actually started coming in India as well. Even before this, we just had two drive-in theaters in India before this whole COVID-19
hmm,
situation. But now I think there was a particular sort of company that actually has popularized this, and they actually had okay, it's called Sunset Cinema,
okay,
and they actually have organized certain screenings of old films like Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara,
oh,
Chak De India, and stuff
okay,
like that in different parts. And the ticket prices are like 1,200 for one car, for
what,
one spot. Okay, and people are still paying because if you think about it,
hmm,
it's a very safe way of going.
yeah,
You're with your family, you're inside the car. Okay,
yeah,
and how the audio comes up is they have to like tune into a specific FM radio channel,
true,
and when you tune into the FM radio channel, the audio of the movie comes, and you can get the visuals, and you can sort of listen to the audio through that way.
okay,
And now I'm saying that I'm not saying. See, many people are of the opinion, like marketing experts in this
hmm,
cinema industry, in the film industry, are of the opinion this will just fade out,
hmm,
because the only thing that's sort of helping this business sustain
yeah,
is the fact of safety.
yeah,
Like it's a much safer approach to watch a movie. It's a much safer approach to take a trip
hmm,
outside, because you're inside your car, and there's a big fumigation process as well. Like cars have to go through a tunnel
yeah,
where a fumigation process happens, and even within the parking spots, they maintain social distancing
yeah,
norms and stuff like that. And there are a lot of expenses in this, because the expenses of land,
hmm,
the expense of setting the screen up, and
true,
getting the proper screen to actually show these films, and getting those licensing deals.
yeah,
Like Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara and Chak De India is a Yash Raj film.
hmm,
Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara is an excellent entertainment film.
yeah,
Like these are films. I'm pretty sure that's not cheap. You can just like
yeah,
you. It's not like you can just put the movie in there and be
yeah,
like, hey, done. So there are a lot of expenses attached to this, but I feel like for a temporary fix.
hmm,
Now, it was actually Unlock 4.0 where I think the government allowed these kind of creators to function. I
okay,
feel like this might be the way forward
hmm,
to to at least for this year. That's my assessment. Like I think until the end of 2021,
Yeah.
Sorry, 2020,
Hmm.
not 21. I don't want, I don't
Yeah.
want it going that far, but I think for these next few months, now we are already in October.
Yeah.
Damn, time flies fast, but
Yeah,
we are already
man.
in October, and I think for the next 3 months, including October, I think I can see a surge in drive-in theaters. I think this is a more like I know from a business standpoint, there are a lot of costs attached, and it might not
Yeah.
make a lot of sense for a long-term run.
Hmm.
But I think no, but this is a very age-old concept, drive-in theaters.
Yeah.
People used to watch movies like this a long
Yeah.
time back. It's a very romantic way of watching a film. It's a very it's a very throwback way, if
Yeah.
that makes any sense. And it's weird that at 2020 we are sort of embracing these
These things. Yeah.
methods of watching films, but I I think that this might be the way forward because I don't see people like you said risking like look I would if like I might maybe watch Tenet when I'm in college and
Hmm.
when I feel like the situation is a bit more improved
Yeah.
and I trust the multiplex the cleanliness I
Yeah.
might maybe watch it, but family audiences who make up a large chunk of the audience, I
Yeah.
don't see any
Yeah.
of them actually risking and actually going and watching films.
Yeah.
Well, it's a Suryavanshi or even a 83,
Yeah. 19.
the
Yeah.
couple day movie. So, anyway, that's my thoughts on this.